The night was alive, angry. November 10th, 1975, Lake Superior, known for its fury, was unleashing its full power. Winds howled like banshees, waves crashed onto decks, spray froze instantly in the bitter air, visibility was near zero. Through this maelstrom steamed the SS Edmund Fitzgerald, a giant among ships, carrying a heavy load of iron ore. She was bound for a steel mill in Detroit, unaware that this voyage would be her last. The Edmund Fitzgerald, pride of the Great Lakes, was about to meet a fate as tragic and mysterious as the Titanic itself. The Edmund Fitzgerald was a Titan, a ship that commanded respect and awe from all who saw her. Launched in 1958, she was the largest ship on the Great Lakes at the time. Her launch was a grand event, attended by thousands who marveled at her size and power. 729 feet long, a behemoth of steel. Her sheer size made her a marvel of modern engineering, a floating fortress on the water. She could carry over 26,000 tons of cargo. This immense capacity made her an essential part of the shipping industry, transporting iron ore, coal, and other vital materials across the Great Lakes. Her powerful engines and robust design made her a workhorse, a vital link in the Great Lakes shipping industry. She was built to withstand the harshest conditions, her engines roaring as she cut through the waters with ease. She was a symbol of American strength and ingenuity, a testament to the power of human engineering. Her presence on the lakes was a source of pride for the nation, a reminder of what could be achieved through hard work and innovation. The men who sailed her were a special breed. They were not just sailors. They were guardians of a legacy entrusted with the care of a giant. Tough, resourceful, they faced the challenges of Great Lakes shipping with grit and determination. They worked tirelessly, often in harsh conditions, to ensure the ship's cargo reached its destination safely. They knew the dangers of the lakes, especially in November, when the storms were at their worst. The gales of November were legendary, capable of turning calm waters into a maelstrom of waves and wind. Yet they faced these perils head-on, driven by a sense of duty and camaraderie. Navigating through fog, guided by the distant light of lighthouses and relying on their ship's radar, they braved the elements. The Edmund Fitzgerald was more than just a ship. She was a lifeline, a beacon of hope and resilience on the Great Lakes. The storm that brewed on Lake Superior that day was a monster. A collision of warm southern air and icy polar air created a meteorological nightmare. Winds whipped up to hurricane force over 70 miles per hour. Waves built to monstrous heights, some reported to be over 35 feet tall. The seas were described as walls of water, unforgiving and relentless. The Edmund Fitzgerald and her crew, along with another ship, the Arthur M. Anderson, found themselves trapped in the teeth of this tempest. Captain Ernest McSorley, a seasoned Great Lakes veteran, knew the storm was bad. He kept in contact with the Anderson, sharing information and providing updates on their position. The two ships, battling the storm together, became beacons of hope in the howling darkness. The Fitzgerald, despite her size, was taking a beating. She rolled heavily in the giant waves. Spray froze on her decks, making footing treacherous. The crew, though shaken, continued to work tirelessly, securing cargo, monitoring engines, and praying for the storm to break. Section 5, gone without a trace. Then at 7:15 p.m. the unthinkable happened. The Anderson received a garbled message from the Fitzgerald. Something about a railing giving way, then silence. The Anderson tried frantically to raise the Fitzgerald on the radio. Nothing. The Anderson sounded the alarm. A full-scale search and rescue operation was launched, but the storm raged on, hindering the search efforts. Hope dwindled with each passing hour. The Edmund Fitzgerald, the mighty queen of the lakes, had vanished without a trace. Section 6, the inquiry, human error. The loss of the Edmund Fitzgerald and her 29 crew members sent shockwaves through the Great Lakes shipping community. How could a ship so large, so powerful, simply vanish? An inquiry by the US Coast Guard concluded that the most likely cause of the sinking was human error. They pointed to improperly secured cargo hatch covers. They theorized that the covers failed during the storm, allowing water to pour into the cargo hold, flooding the ship and causing it to sink rapidly. Section 7, Whispers of the Waves, rogue waves, but not everyone agreed with the official explanation. Some experts pointed to the extreme weather conditions, suggesting that a rogue wave, a monstrous wall of water far larger than surrounding waves, could have struck the Fitzgerald. These waves, once dismissed as nautical myths, are now recognized as a real and terrifying phenomenon. Could a rogue wave have caught the Fitzgerald off guard, smashing into her deck and causing catastrophic damage? Section 8. The broken backbone. Structural failure. Another theory focused on the possibility of structural failure. This theory has intrigued many maritime experts and historians over the years, as it delves into the very construction and durability of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Some experts argued that the Fitzgerald, despite her size, had inherent weaknesses in her design. The ship, which was one of the largest on the Great Lakes, was thought to be nearly invincible, however. Size alone does not guarantee structural integrity. They pointed to her single centerline bulkhead, a design feature that could have made her vulnerable to flooding if one side was breached. This bulkhead was intended to provide strength and stability, but in the face of a severe breach, it could have been a critical weakness. Others suggested that the Fitzgerald, already near the end of her service life, may have suffered from metal fatigue or welding defects that compromised her structural integrity. Over time, the constant stress and strain on the ship's metal could have led to small cracks and weaknesses that were not immediately visible. Could the stresses of the storm have been the final straw, breaking the Fitzgerald's back and sending her to the bottom? The violent weather that night, with its towering waves and fierce winds, would have put any vessel to the test. For the Fitzgerald, it might have been an insurmountable challenge leading to her tragic end. The investigation into the wreckage revealed clues that supported the structural failure theory. Pieces of the ship's hull were found scattered across the lake bed, suggesting a catastrophic break. The exact cause remains a topic of debate, but the evidence points to a combination of design flaws, material fatigue, and the relentless power of nature. As we remember the Edmund Fitzgerald and her crew, the question of structural failure serves as a poignant reminder of the importance of ship design and maintenance. It also underscores the unpredictable and often unforgiving nature of the Great Lakes, where even the mightiest ships can meet their end. Section 9. Legacy of the Fitzgerald, unanswered questions, unending grief. The sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald remains one of the most enduring maritime mysteries. On November 10, 1975, the massive freighter, measuring over 700 feet in length, was caught in a ferocious storm on Lake Superior. Despite being equipped with advanced technology for its time, the ship and its crew were no match for the relentless waves and hurricane-force winds that battered them. The ship's final radio transmission, a haunting message of distress, still echoes in the minds of those who study the tragedy. Despite numerous investigations and countless theories, no definitive answer has been found for why the ship went down. Some experts suggest that structural failure played a role, while others believe that the ship may have been overwhelmed by the sheer force of the storm. Theories range from rogue waves to human error, but none have been conclusively proven. The ship's wreckage, discovered in 2 large pieces on the lake bed, offers few clues to solve the mystery. The families of the 29 men lost that night still grieve for their loved ones, forever haunted by the unanswered questions. Each year, they gather at memorials, lighting candles and laying flowers in remembrance. The pain of their loss is compounded by the lack of closure, as the true cause of the disaster remains elusive. For these families, the story of the Edmund Fitzgerald is not just a historical event, but a personal tragedy that continues to affect their lives. The legend of the Fitzgerald lives on, a stark reminder of the raw power of the Great Lakes and the fragility of human life in the face of nature's fury. The Great Lakes, often referred to as inland seas, are known for their unpredictable weather and treacherous waters. Sailors who navigate these waters are well aware of the dangers, but the story of the Fitzgerald serves as a poignant reminder of just how perilous these waters can be. The ship's legacy is a testament to the bravery of those who work on the Great Lakes and the respect they have for its formidable power. The wreck of the Fitzgerald, lying in pieces on the bottom of Lake Superior, serves as a silent tomb for the lost sailors, and a constant warning to those who dare to challenge the might of the inland seas. Divers who have explored the wreckage describe a haunting scene, with the ship's twisted metal and scattered debris serving as a stark reminder of the tragedy. The site is now a protected underwater grave, a place of solemn reflection for those who visit. The story of the Edmund Fitzgerald continues to captivate and mystify, a poignant chapter in the history of maritime exploration and the enduring human spirit.